Okay, here's a question. Poor people.
Yes.
What are they scared of? Because the obvious answer is violent revolution, and they can't get it together to do it. What are they fucking scared of?
Well, poor people hate each other. Just like rich people, everyone hates each other. So that's the basis. That's the base problem, right? A lot of that's racial and religious and whatever. We're tribal people, right? But rich people hate each other unless they're being, it was explained to me a very funny way. They said rich people will sue each other and try to best each other until there's a threat from outside their class, and then they unite together and vanquish it. Poor people don't do that. They don't do that. They don't do that.
They fight all the way down to the end.
Yeah, they're not good at that.
Do you ever watch Lord of the Rings?
Of course.
So you know when Gandalf is like, "You shall not pass," and the guy, I forget what the name of the monsters, and they're like falling off this cliff and they're punching each other all the way down. I feel like that's what poor people are doing. Like as they're failing, they're still fighting with each other. You know what it is too?
Sadly, we live in a country where rich people have rigged a system, and that system, unfortunately, really rewards money that is earned in investment. Does not reward swinging a hammer. It doesn't reward physical work. It doesn't reward physical labor. It doesn't reward the kind of labor that is essential if you're putting somebody in an ambulance, or if you're putting out a fire at somebody's home. It doesn't really reward any of that. It rewards the type of money that's made by compounding interest and things like that. These are all, things that unfortunately make our society deeply sick and unsustainable, because the levels of inequality are gross, and they concentrate political power in the hands of a very small group of people who then fuck kids on islands, blackmail each other, kill each other, murder journalists, invade foreign countries, take their oil, take their resources, steal from each other, and they all are united by the fact that they will do anything. They have this blood oath that they will. It's somebody explained it to me. They said it's like being on a big yacht. You can have anything you want on the yacht, but if you try to get off the yacht or bring anyone else on the yacht, you're going to get killed. And that's what it becomes. It's this deeply, so I don't know that it's capitalism or that it's this or that it's that. It's just a deeply unfair criminal class that has really taken the reins of government. Really 5 to 10% of them are effectively doing these things. The rest of them are just sitting back and eating fucking kale salads. They have no idea what's going on. But the operators, the real people that are doing this stuff and that are propagating these policies and these people, it's truly the folly of civilization is that these people under any system, communist or capitalist, seem to take the reins. Sociopaths do very, very well. It all goes back to that George Carlin thing. Sociopaths think very highly of themselves. Like, those are the people that end up in power positions. The guy, your best teacher, your fourth grade teacher, your guidance counselor is never the CEO of a company, and it's never a senator. And so that's why our society looks the way it does.
Yeah, I read somewhere where it's like the laws are made by the wealthy. They're the most educated. And they're like, let's make these laws. But it's like anytime I make a rule, it's like I'm going to keep in mind the shit that affects me. So it's like if I was making the rules about what businesses have to open or close, I'd be like, yeah, but comedy clubs are okay. I would look out for my own. And so it's like they've always made the law, so of course they're going to look out for themselves. It's just like there's no way around it.
Part of it, I think, too, is that when you look at, there's a great disparity between people that have a lot of money and people who don't. But even considering that great disparity, there's a lot of people that are in the middle that are struggling and shifting and trying to hold on. Yeah. And those are the people that are failed most dramatically by government policies, by taxes, by regulations, by allowing rich people to kind of pillage and everything like that. Those people are failed very dramatically by government policies in relation to their lives.
What do you mean? Give me an example.
Starting a business in New York City, good luck. Starting a business in California, good luck. Trying to run and operate a profitable enterprise in either one of those two states is damn near impossible because you are choked to death by taxes and regulations on every end of it, right? That is a huge problem.
You can shut down any restaurant by taking a white glove and just running it everywhere. You can be like, yeah, you're
shut down anything. They're doing it right now. They're saying you can't dine outside. They're putting people's livelihoods out of business and then not giving them any money or anything. The government created the mortgage crisis. They came in and they said, lend money to people that can't pay it back, that have been traditionally excluded. And what did Wall Street do? They're like, great, let's do it. We'll lend money. And then, so the private sector we know is and I'm not defending the private sector here. We know that they're scumbags. We know that the markets are not moral places. It's just human nature. The job of any effective government policy should be to promote the general welfare and the livelihood of human beings. And when you over-regulate people and you regulate them out of the market and you let a cartel of 4 or 5 major corporate conglomerates control every single industry, I mean every single one. Look at tech, look at finance, look at it. There is no, if you are in tech, you're doing business with Google, YouTube, Amazon, Facebook, you have to. So when you look at the way things are, people in the middle, people that are not so destitute or so rich that the policies are directed at them to a degree, but people that are shifting and holding on, people that are trying to drag themselves out of the lower class into the middle class, people are trying to go to college, trying to get degrees, loans are out of fucking control, the amount of money you have to spend to educate yourself, the amount of money, you need $50 to open a bank account, to have a bank account, to get a job. If you... And I was in that position fucking 5 years ago, not that long ago, where I didn't have any fucking money. And I didn't have a bank account. I would go to check cashing places, pay my rent cash. I went to go get a job. They're like, we do direct deposit. You need a bank account. I walked into the bank. They're like, you need to open this account with $50. I'm like, $50, not $5. They're like, you need to open it with 50 fucking bucks.
Or they'll bill you. If you don't have enough.
Again, it's just very tough to pull yourself out. You need credit. If you need credit, they will run your credit.
Or credit card companies that only exist because they know you're going to pay a bunch of interest because you won't be able to pay back every month. They only work on the middle to lower middle class who's not responsible.
So those are the people I think, because I was one of those people for 10 years. And I mean, I'm still a middle class person. I'm not a rich person at all, but I'm doing very well now comparative to where I was. But I remember a decade of having no credit and living hand to mouth and having cash. And it's very tough to get yourself out of that position. It's not easy.
Yeah. By the way, side note, Tim.
Yes.
Maybe I'll cut this because it's too earnest, but we are all very proud of you, man. You've done a great job for yourself. I'm not kidding. It's
is it the weight loss? Well, I just started last week.
I don't think you'll live past 50, but